Page 122, Hava Nagila. 4/4 time, no sharps or flats. Happens to be in the key of A minor. Because you think, well, C major, no, it's in the relative minor, it's in A minor. And it's got a lot of syncopations and stuff going on, so let's talk about it. Right hand first. Not bad, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. See, that's tied. And then you have a G sharp F. 1 and it's 1, 3, and then a 1, 2. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And they're saying 3 because you need 2 on this one. So you can, if you have time, you substitute 3. Play it with 2 and then put 3 on it immediately. That way you can connect it. I mean, that if I were just going to play this, that's what I would do. We do a lot of finger substitutions in piano, but it makes it a little bit more difficult to play. So if you want to just go ahead and do third finger on both of those, okay. Let's jump down to the 4th line. You're here, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Third finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this goes fairly quickly. I don't have time to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I just feel that 8th note is in between the quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That rhythm goes on for a while. Let's go over to page 123. 2nd line, you're here. And then the crossover. Here, it's all in one position, except for the crossing over. The 8th note's got to be even though, so it's 1 and 2 and 3. And then you get whole notes, 1, 4 and 1, 5, and 1, 5, and then the next line, 2nd major. I recommend you do a 2, 1, 2 here. It's much safer, especially when you go fast, to use different fingers, and I just rather than here, it's. And they're saying 1. If it's so, I would do a 1, 2, 1. So you 3rd finger on that. And then 2, 1, 2. And then a 1, 2, 1. And then 2, 1, 2. I'm just alternating between 1 and 2. And there. This last line, I'm going kind of fast here. The last line, it's either 2, 1, 2 or 1, 2, 1, depending on which finger I was as available. And then that dotted 2, 1, 2, 1. Because 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I recommend a thumb on that one, and so you can reach the octave. I know you have a rest, but I like to feel this, and I can feel it with an octave. If you want to be showy, then you do a 3rd finger and you go, whoa, look at this. Whatever. The left hand has broken chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ain't this fun? Just follow the chords, it's fun. 4th line down on page 122. Here, you start that, and then here. And 3rd finger's good. 3rd, so you're in this position actually. Last line on page 122 here. Now watch out on 3rd measure up here. 4th finger, and then so you're moving around a little bit, so watch out for those. Over on page 123. 2nd line. 3rd measure here. You can use 2nd finger there if your hand's big enough. Get back to that. Put the hands together. together very carefully. Let's go over to page 123. Second line, you're here. Right there when you play that A, the left hand comes up. You get the idea? I hope. Work it out as slow as you got to go in order to get it, and then get rid of the hesitations, because this thing needs to bounce along. Then we can add the accents and a few slurs. They don't give you a lot of slurs. You can pretty much feel this melody. You'll feel most of the part when you should slur it and when you shouldn't. I'm slurring most all of this. Not all of it, but most of it. And occasionally they give you a slur. Make sure you slur that in the second line, second measure. Then lift up before you go on. Fourth line down, second measure. Now you're getting accents, accent, and then staccato. And you can do this 1-2-1 also. Page 123 in the second line, second measure, where you're, these are accents, and in the left hand you get the, I mean, syncopated notes we typically accent anyway, but give it a little more. Accent. So give the accents. I'm going fast, but add in the accents. Dynamic wise, it goes to the melody. Keep this left hand out of the way. It's soft. A little louder. You're still moderately loud, but with accents now. Now you're in a crescendo. You're loud here. I mean, this is the exciting part of it. You're really letting it go here. Allegro moderato, again, play it accurately. How fast can you play it accurately? And it's not a real fast piece. Is this moderately fast? That's the feel of it. And we kind of feel this in 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Even though it's in 4/4, we tend to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You know, different arrangements of this are all completely different. Some of them will start out fairly slow and they'll speed up as they go through it. This one doesn't do that, although you can do it. This is an arrangement. Once you learn it the way it's written, you're welcome to rearrange it. Change it however you feel it needs to be changed. That's fine. Now, on page 123, when we get over to measure 33, you see the numbers at the beginning of each line in the box? That's a measure number. So you look over on page 123, second line, third measure, that's 133. They add pedal. This brings in the overtones and makes it exciting. And this, yes, we don't want pedal at the beginning because this needs to bounce along. And pedal would mess that up. But when we get to this part over here, we're going to add the pedal on certain parts of it, give us overtones and really, it's not so much to make a legato. We don't need legato, but we want the overtones added in to change it to arm. So it's going to be overlapping pedal or legato pedal, so I'll push the notes down first. Actually, with this one, because it's loud and exciting and accented and all that, you can probably push the notes and the pedal down at the same time. But we don't need to play it first and then release the dampers. We can do it all at once, because this is loud. But when you change it at each measure, or whenever you change it, do it after you play the notes so it overlaps just a little bit. And then this as a contrast. It's still loud, but it's a bouncy thing. And then when you get down to the last line, we're back to this and then there at the last two measures, you can lift it up right before you play those, so you can connect it. I mean, the way it's sung, it's connected. So in my opinion, you can. So you release the pedal either as or after you play that C. And then the last measure, you don't. We want to hear the rest. So you're only pedaling a little bit, and that's really for the overtones to get an excited A team, but not everything. Careful with the pedal here. I like to play this very slowly with you to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do any dynamic. The dynamics are a suggestion anyway. You add your own dynamics as you see fit. It generally starts out fairly soft, and by the time you get over to page 123 in the second line, it gets really loud and exciting. I'll give us 4 counts, so let's play it together. 1, 2, ready, go.